Hi guys, here's a tutorial on how to sew an eye mask. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming tutorials. We're going to cut out our fabrics. We need to cut out an interfacing, which is going to be for the middle of the eye mask, and we need to cut out two pieces of fabric, one for the front of the face mask and one for the back. We also need to cut out a piece of fabric to cover the elastic. That's if you want the elastic covered up with the same fabric you're going to use. I have listed all the measurements for you all in the description. This is what I've got to make my face mask. Two pieces of fabric, one piece of interfacing for the middle of the face mask, some elastic and some fabric to cover the elastic. The elastic doesn't have to be covered if you don't want it to be covered. The fabric doesn't have to be the same, you can have different each side. Now we're going to start with the elastic. We're going to get the piece of fabric which goes around the elastic and we're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to clip down the sides. And then we're going to sew straight down the edge. Now we're going to turn that piece of fabric inside out. Now we need to thread the elastic through the fabric. If you get a safety pin and put this at the end of the elastic, it helps thread it through easily. Now we're going to sew down there and down there. Now it's time to sew the elastic. We're going to place the elastic on top of the fabric, right side up the fabric must be. Put two clips at the end to secure it in place. And then we're going to sew down here and then down here. The elastic's in place, we're going to attach the interfacing. We're going to make sure we place the fabric right side down and then place the interfacing on top. Just going to grab some pins to keep that in place. Now we've got that in place, we're going to turn over and we're going to put the other piece of fabric right side down. I'm just going to clip this down so it's not so bulky for when we sew it all together. Now it's time to sew our mask together. We're going to make sure that we leave a gap here to turn it inside out and sew all the way around until here. Do not sew this space. Now I'm going to do little snips all the way around so it gets a nice curve. Make sure you do not snip that stitch. Now you can turn it inside out. I'm going to sew all the way around the edge so we can close that gap up. And here is our finished project. Now you can sew an eye mask. Don't forget guys, practice makes perfect. And don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials.